Christina, hey, congratulations on this new film, Freakier Friday.
Thanks, gig.
You know what? This is such an adorable film, especially the fact that it's a long time waiting for this film.
Yes.
For a lot of, for the fans of Freaky Friday. But tell us about getting on board after, I'm going to say this is over what, 2 decades
That's right.
since we had this film, and
Yep.
and you were part of it originally too.
Over 20 years. It's surreal. I mean, I can't believe we're here doing this. And yet it feels like a whole new experience.
So tell us, what do you think the secret sauce on why people love the original so much?
Well, it's nostalgic. I think it's a few things. I think it was great direction. I think it's really well written. I think it was great casting. I think each of the actors brought a warmth and like a depth to their performance that just is iconic. And what's amazing about this film is that it has um what's the word? Like it's lasted through generations. Like I've had like 13-year-olds and 16-year-olds come up to me and be like, I love Freaky Friday. And so I think it was just, first of all, a very well-made film, like very well done. And then also, I think that this message of empathy, this message of being able to step into someone else's shoes to see what their experience is like, it never gets old. And it's very eye-opening. And then it being done with comedy and fun and music, it was just the perfect storm for a great project, a
I
great
was
film.
I, I was going to say, you were in your 20s back then when this
Mhm.
film actually came out, so you had no idea how big this was going to be.
No clue. I was just a kid having fun. Like, oh, cool, I get to sing. I get to um fake play an instrument. I get to be in a fake rock band. I had no clue. No clue.
Is what a lot of people tend to forget is the fact that you were a singer by by
Yes.
by default too. I
Yes.
mean, so tell us about, performing in Freaker Friday. I mean, technically you performed in Freaky Friday, but
Right.
coming back to perform again in Freaker Friday.
Yeah, that was incredible. I mean, when I found out that we would be doing, because I didn't know what we would be doing in the second film. I didn't know if we would just make a little cameo appearance, but when they said we're going to perform again and you're going to record the song again, I was just it was a dream come true. I mean, that's all I could say. It was like a dream. I couldn't believe it was happening. And then to perform it again was so exciting because at 21 years old, I think I was at the time, 21. Gosh, I felt younger than that, but at 21 years old, I didn't know myself the way that I do now. I didn't have as much life, as much passion, as much just personhood as I have now. And I was able to bring all of that to the performance. And I just had a blast. I felt like I was coming out, you know?
For you, 20 years later to be on a stage to perform.
Yes, in a good way. I just felt much more confident. I felt much more sure of like my place there on the stage. Like yeah, I don't know how else to say that, but I just felt very comfortable there.
How different is it performing with Lindsay Lohan for Freaker Friday?
Oh my gosh, it was like being with my sister or my best friend on stage, like doing something we've done so many times. It was so cool to just look over at her and be like, look at us, grown women with kids rocking out. Like we joked and we were like, we still got it, girl. And Haley too.
I know this film does actually capture the essence, and you performing that song again, take me away. What about that song that basically I want to say endured for such a long time? Because it's one of those songs where you sang it 20 years ago, and we get to re-sing it again. And on YouTube, there are so many people who do their own versions of that
Mm.
song.
I know. I mean, I think again, it's a couple of things. The song itself is great. I think the melody, the music is great. But I think the fact that the song is attached to this fantastic film, music sticks in our minds, our subconscious more than anything else. So when you hear that song, it brings you back to the time of this film. It brings you back to this film. And for this film, it was a comfort. It was a time of simplicity. It was just a better time for a lot of people. And so I think listening to that song brings us all back to that time when things felt simpler.
How do you react when you see someone, doing their own cover version of that same song that you originally sang?
I don't know, Gig. Like it's it's surreal. I don't get it. Like I guess because in no other part of my life do I feel like cool or a big deal. But then I watch something like that and I'm like, oh wow, somebody covered a song that I sang. Like, and they're cool. Like they're actually cool and they're covering my song. Like, what? So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it again, the only word I can come up with is it just feels surreal. Like, wow, that's that's amazing. I had no, and again, like you said, I was a kid. I had no idea the impact that this film or the song or my performance would make for generations to come, like for years. I had no idea.
Well, you certainly have fans, and people are going to have it. Certainly will love Freakier Friday. But before I let you go,
Yeah.
just a fun question because you have a great family yourself. Would you dare to switch places with anybody in your own family?
Hmm. Maybe one of my kids, not my 1-year old, because that dude doesn't get to do anything, and I don't think I'd like that. But maybe with my kids, I'd love to know what goes on in that mind of theirs. You know what I mean? And I love the freedom and the innocence that they live in on a daily basis. I'd love to be able to go back to that space and like understand it.
Well said. Well, the only thing I could say is that I would certainly not switch with you because I don't know how you handle all of this. So, so Christina, thank you to us about Freakier Friday. Everyone's gonna love it and catch that film.
Oh, thank you, Gig. I hope you have a great day.
You too. Thank you.